Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're back working from my idea box. I spent a lot of time just trying to decide what I was going to do, whether I was going to work from my idea box, whether I was going to work on a journal. I've been faffing about for days, not able to decide what to do for this video. So I thought I'd go back to the idea box, which is what I would be normally trying to do on a Friday. And see if there's anything in there that took my fancy to make today. So I pulled out a couple of pockets because I love to make pockets, don't we all? And I thought we'd have a go at them. I think I've done something similar to this one before, but I don't think I've done this one with you. I don't think. And this is just using some scrapbook paper. It can be single-sided or double-sided. It doesn't matter because you only ever see the one side anyway. And this one I've just had to put by. It is actually single-sided. It's white on the back, but because of the nature of the paper, it looks like it's more than one paper. It's just the way it was like a shaded paper, so it's got different colours. I really like that, but I've still hung on to it. I haven't actually used it, but I'm sure there might come a time when I might want to use it. But it's really good for using up some scraps if you've got some scrapbook paper scraps that are, you know, narrow but full length. That it works really well. You could probably make a smaller version as well. I haven't tried it. So that's what I'm going to try starting with today. So, and this is a piece of paper that I just wanted to see how it would look. This is how the full length is 12 inches, and it's 4 inches wide. It seems like a good size for the final pocket. Seems to be quite a nice size for a journal. It ends up being, so it's 4 inches wide, and it ends up being 5 3/4 high. So that's really quite a nice pocket size. And there's three pockets plus whatever way you want to glue it in, top pocket, side pocket, whichever way you want to use it. So I thought I'd make a couple of these, and we'll see if we've got time to move on to another one. I don't think that it's going to take very long. So these are just a couple of scraps I've had in my stash for a very long time. Cut to 4 inches. When they're long like this, it looks really narrow, but when you start folding it up, this is actually 4 inches wide, but it looks wider somehow when it's all folded up, to my eye anyway. So I just need my scoreboard. And we'll do some scoring, and it's quite straightforward, I think. I haven't made this for quite a while, so I'm pretty sure it was fairly straightforward, but a nice one to have in your stash. And you could probably do it with digitals. It's quite a nice way to use up some scrapbook paper, and it doesn't feel overly thick. Right, so scoring. So we start off, we score at 2 inches first of all. Then another inch, so at 3 inches. Then we do another 2.5 inches, so 1, 2, that's 5.5. I hope this is right, because it's I haven't tried it out. I've just written these scores down. So that was 2.5. Then another inch, so where are we? 5.5, so it's 6.5. At the end, that's 1 inch. 2.5 again, so that's at 9. And then another inch, so the final score is 10. So we scored it at 2, at 3, 5.5, 6.5, 9, and then 10. So I might as well do the other one as well while I'm here. So again, we're doing 2 inches, 3 inches, 5.5, oops, try and stay on track, 5.5, 6.5, 9, and oops, am I in the right spot? Yeah, and then 10. That's all the scoring. Should be. That should do it. Let's put this away. And I'll just grab my bone folder. Make sure these folds work. So fold in a concertina style. So I'm looking at this to see how I folded. So the first one, you fold up, and then you fold it back. So they're quite shallow pockets, but then it's quite fun to just tuck in little things, isn't it? Sometimes get little bits of ephemera sometimes in the kit. And then you fold the next one up. This was a pocket I saw being made by Dee Farrago. She was doing a series, I think, on using 12 by 12 papers. But actually you don't need a whole 12 by 12. Just need a scrap, really. A 4-inch piece. I mean, it could be more. You can have it 4.5 inches. Right, so this one, hang on. Yes, it goes up again. Then back down. Okay. So that is the pocket, and now all you have to do is glue it down. Simple as that. I like a nice simple thing that looks effective, but actually isn't that hard to make. So I'm just going to glue the pockets. It's still pretty warm, but I'm just about managing to carry on in here in the craft room. I've got my fan going, full pelt. Well, I think I need a couple more paper clips. But it's got to be easier than trying to take a load of stuff downstairs. Okay. Right. Okay, let's do this one. And the other one. And possibly I think it would be quite nice to sew around this to make sure it holds. I may well do that on this one. I think this would be a quite nice paper or to use for my love letters journal, the one I'm using. I haven't started making the full-sized one yet. I've kind of got one that I showed you that I've been vaguely working on. I took to my retreat, which was like a mini version, but I still want to do a full-size version at some point, so I'm thinking this pocket would go quite well in that. Now I want to round my corners. I think I'll do the big one. Okay. I'll do it a little light, just to kind of give it that finishing edge. There's something here. Oh, I see. I couldn't work out why it looked a bit odd here, but it's not that it's not straight, it's just got a bit of dark blue from the background showing. I'm not sure quite why. It's dark on the back. Yeah, so I'll link this up and it'll all be, I think it'll all look fine. I probably could have inked the pocket edges, but I'm not going to worry. And then we'll perhaps put a little bit of embellishment on some of these, on this pocket maybe at the bottom. Anyway, I'm going to put that aside to dry and we'll just do the other one. Need some more paper clips. Oh, what's happened to all my paper clips? I did have loads, but I don't know where they are. I seem to have gone down to a handful. Right, let's bring in the other piece of paper. Don't think it matters which way up. Oh yes, that's the short one at the top. So then we fold it up, fold it back. Just the same process. So I'll just do that quickly and speed you up. Okay, so I think these should be glued nicely by now, so let's just decorate them up a bit. And I'll just take the paper clips off. I think these are, yeah, they'll be fine. I don't know whether it might make sense to glue these back flaps down a bit. Perhaps I'll do that afterwards because they're kind of flipping up a little bit, but it's not going to really matter once it's, or I think I will glue these down afterwards, because I think if you're trying to put something in a pocket they're going to catch. Hadn't really thought that one through, but I'll do that afterwards. But I think for now we'll just decorate these up, and because I want to use this in the, I'm calling the journal Literary Ladies just because I'm combining some kits to make it. I haven't started making it yet, as you probably know, but I will in some time. But just making a few things on the way. Right, so what did I want to put on here? I pulled out, what did I pull out? This little book with some images, some ladies. So this is from a kit by Ruby and Pearl XO called Ladies of Letters. So they're reading books, reading letters. And then the ones came with the Billet Doux kit, which is Love Letters kit. About they're more likely to be writing letters, so I'm going to be using a bit of both, but I need small ones, so there's a few quite nice small ones in here. I just thought I might try and put one on here. Cut it down a little bit, I think, put it on there, and then we'll just do a couple of little bits on the smaller pockets. I think that will work, hopefully. I've also got these, and one of these might work as well. Maybe I'll just quickly take one of those out and see if that would work better. Oops. I don't know if the height will work. Ooh, might go on there actually quite nicely. So we'll see. First of all, I'm going to cut around this one. Well, I think before I stop, perhaps before I put an image on, I want to put a little bit of lace on the top of each of these pockets. I haven't quite decided which one yet, so put these two bits to one side for the moment. And let's have a look at my options on the lace front. So I've got this very bright pink one, but I thought it would be quite nice to really bring that pink out. There's a lot of pink in the kit, and it's a very pretty lace. So I could put that. It's not going to be too much. One on there, one on there. It's quite a wide one. I could, and also it does restrict what sort of image I can put on there. I do like it. There's that, or I have got a much narrower one here. More of a trim than a lace, I suppose. Just can't find the end. Where's the end gone? Usually I pin it in place. Where is it? Where's the end? That is really weird. Oh, there it is. It's just sort of sat there. So this is possibly a better size. It's nice, quite bright. Yeah, I think maybe that would look better. One of those on each of the top of each pocket. Okay, so I'll just cut a piece for each pocket. Okay, and I'll put that on. No, we take the whole thing off, don't we? Right, so there we have the lace glued on and just trimmed at the sides to make sure it just looks nice and neat. So now we've got our couple of images. I might just quickly cut round this one to see how it would look. I think it's a little bit, might be a little bit pale for the for this spot. Okay, so I've got this one. This is actually a piece from the Medieval Mirage kit that I'm combining with this, with the Billet Doux kit. I've got to remember what it's called, Ledgers, Ladies and Letters, I think it's called. So that could go there. That's quite nice there, actually. So there's that. And there's that. I actually rather like this one now. I thought I'd go for the other one, but I do rather like this. I'm just going to put a little something behind it. Maybe a bit of lace, I think. I just pulled out a few pieces of lace that I thought possibly might just go behind here. Oops. Just something that will show it up a little bit. I've got this doily. Maybe a bit of the doily would be quite nice, I don't know. Might not be quite right in this spot. I wonder. Nope, not quite right. And got a bit of this. I think that's the wrong way round. Yeah, not sure about that, really. Try a piece of this. Quite enjoying tearing a bit of lace these days. I never used to. Having it a bit more raggedy. Would that look okay? Would that look with this on top? Just a little bit showing either side. I think I quite like that. Or I think just a little bit. Just wondering whether I have a little bit of the pink. Little pop of colour underneath. Just a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I might just put that underneath. Oh, these scissors. I think I need to order a new pair. I've been saying that for a while, keep meaning to do it. Right, let's just put this bit of... Oh, I don't know if I want to use that. That's a bit overkill using the fabric lace on this fabric glue on the lace, on that lace anyway. Oh, I might just use a bit of glue stick for that bit. A little bit further down the bottom, I think. Now I'm going to use fabric glue on this scrappy bit. Just checking. Right. there. And then, trying to decide which way up this needs to go, that's going to go over the top there. It's in the middle there. Okay, right, so that's nice. I think that's probably enough. Now, I just wonder whether to put a little, so I've got some words that might go. I wonder if that will show up though. I could try. Dates. Let's just do the bottom one. Just says amour. Amour. Let's see how that would look. If it's inked, it might be all right, but it is a bit pale. Maybe I'll have to back it onto a bit of book page or something just to go. So I might put a little something there. Let's try and find a tiny bit of book page. I've got some tiny bits. I thought if I keep them in a little box, they're easier to find. Little tiny pieces. Is that too tiny? Which really and truly I could do with some having French, a bit of French there, couldn't I? That could be tricky to find. Okay, that's just too hard. I think got a bit of Italian. That will do fine. Whoop. So that can show up nicely on there. So let's glue that on. And put that in there. And we're going to put a more. And oh, that's not it. That's the bit I cut off. That's no use. And I will ink around the edge of this just to make it pop. Okay, so that's that one. It just needs the gluing on the back. Let's just quickly, if I can do anything quickly, do the other one. I'll keep my bit of book page handy, you never know, might need it. Put these bits of lace to one side. So let's just take these off. Right. Okay, so I've got a few things pulled out for this one. I thought I quite like the idea of having one of my flowers that I've put together that I've made and hardly ever remember to use. So I was trying to find something where the colours will work. Yeah. I quite like this one. Yes. And I've got some, oh, fell on the floor. I've got some punched out leaves. I thought I'd see if any of these would work. That one. What else have I got? All in different colours. Ooh, would that colour look better? No, it's gonna disappear. Maybe that one would work better. I don't think I've got another one of these. I'm just wondering about who would think it would take so long to choose the colour of the leaves. Maybe a silver one. Quite nice. So put that in there. No, almost invisible. Oh, I can see something silver there. No, it's too small. Okay. Not sure that's working, really and truly. Kind of like the silver. For something goes quite well with the colour of this flower. Maybe that'll be enough. No? No. Okay. That's a silver branch. And a little something behind it. Bit more of the scraggly lace. I don't know what it is about this scraggly lace, I'm kind of liking it. That there. Get that on there. Okay. Not sure about the leaf, but I like the lace behind the flower. Okay, then I was thinking a butterfly might be quite nice on one of these pockets. Got a bunch of butterflies here. Maybe. It's a thickish one. It's a Tim Holtz, I think. Something like that, maybe. Don't think it matters if it's not. Doesn't have to match or anything. Okay, so that one can go there. And then I'm also thinking about a label or a faux, what do they call it? Faux stamp or a label. One of Roxy Creations' smaller ones. That work? No. That one. It's a bit big. Or a small stamp. That would go quite well to pick up the colour in the flower. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to do that? This is actually one that's got a straight edge. It's quite unusual. Doesn't show, does it? No. Something's got a bit more colour in it. Okay, well, let's... Trying to find the scissors that have got a bit of a zigzag in them, although there's a bigger zigzag than on the edge of these stamps, but it might work. Okay. No, it's too much. Oh, for goodness sake. It's too matching now. I don't want it that matchy. One last try. Mangled it. Okay, well, I think I'll make that the one I'm going to use. Right. Still feel looks like it looks a bit bare. Okay, I'll go with that, I think. Glue. Okay, and then butterfly. Actually wondering whether to tuck this label behind here. Yeah, quite like that, I think. Maybe get rid of the silver leafy thing. Right, and then this bit of lace. Oops. Super sticky fingers now. I think actually I had that the wrong way round. Okay, that's the back. Whoop. These are just punched from scrapbook paper, these flowers, but I often forget to use them, and I rather like them. Just finding one that fits the theme that I'm using, I guess, or the colours. It can be a little bit difficult, but I'm not worrying about the colour scheme of this, because I don't know where this will be used, this pocket, but it'll go somewhere. One day. I'll find a home. Right, so that's that one. And again, I will glue down the backs of these pockets off camera. So I feel like I've taken a lot longer to do these two pockets than I had anticipated, because they're easy to do, but it's always the decorating that takes a bit of time, isn't it? So I'm just going to clear this up a little bit. And we'll just have a quick look. It doesn't look like I've done very much really, but I've got two pockets. One will go in my literary ladies journal, so I shall put that aside. I think I've got quite a few things for that journal now. And this one will go into my ready-made ephemera for future use. So I think that's going to be it for today, and I'll come back and do the other pocket I was going to do in a future video. So thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're all well, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.